Well, hello everybody that's watching. This is such a delight. Me and Leah and our friend Mariah planned this like it feels like, about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And we were just sweet baby girls running around in the presence, drinking wine with our angels. Let me tell you something. And she's like, we're going to do it. We're going to have Angel Glory Fire Conference. And I was like, oh God, here we go. So yeah, I would say that I'm going to go into just a couple stories and like teachings of what I see the angels doing around us and how they can benefit us as tools in this life to make it practical and kind of be the space between earth and heaven and make those kind of bridge and make it a marriage between the two worlds. Yeah, and then some glory and fire stories as well. So yes. So the thing I have first that I wrote down today was I wanted to just kind of invite intimacy in. And something that I really love is just like the pause and the thoughts of like the word heartbeat. And if you were just if you were in a room by yourself and like you just heard a heartbeat, or you just like heard your heartbeat, like the soothing feeling, the comforting feeling of that is what I was kind of sensing whenever I was thinking about this conference. And so I want to invite you guys into that. Even for a minute, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. And so if you want to do that with me, kind of come into the moment, that would be wonderful. So, okay, we're going to do 1 deep breath and breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in. Make it the biggest breath you've taken all day. Oh, and breathe it out. It just helps me so much. I love it. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to go in. So something that I've actually learned from whenever I was friends with Lee and Mariah back then in school, and now in this past year, and then specifically 2020, and then like this past week, the like presence of angels has felt like family for me, just as much as my blood family. And I'm not sure where that came from, but I don't know how to say this. This is like, so like the stories in the Bible where you see these people and they're talking to angels, like I want it to be really real, and I want to introduce it. You guys already know the verses. I'm not saying something that you don't already know. So I want to come in that space of honor of like, you guys know these things, and I'm meeting you in conversation and just like bringing them up again. But I don't remember what verse it is, but the childlike faith and being like a child and coming back into the arms of Jesus as a child. I could bawl my eyes out right now. I feel so tender. Like that is everything. Like when I'm 70 years old and, no matter how rough it gets, no matter how like hard, there's still that tender heart of a child that actually is profound. It's actually wise. It's actually the thing that speaks volumes. It's actually the things that pierces into the heart. Whenever a child talks to you, you're like, oh, yes, what do you need? What, come here, come, you're just like, yes, like that's the stance I think we need to start taking, like even right now in these times with that's across the board. But so I've had that position in my heart in regards to angels. And I just felt like they've been holding me in these times where I don't know what to speak or I don't know what to say, or to be perfectly honest with you, for where I'm at, like learning that I have a voice right now, learning that it is powerful, that me being me right now is good to speak up, is actually terrifying. In the past couple of weeks, I've literally felt the presence of angels in my room, and they've been like, it's okay, like we're here. And so I just wanted to bring some practical tips of like learning how to be more aware, maybe bringing an awareness to, I'm going to use the word dimensions, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's, you can't see it. It's not like, here's my phone, here's an angel. You just like, some people can see that way, and that's an amazing gift. I feel it more so like if you were to be still and then you like hear the wind. Does that make sense? You're like, something's here. Like the presence. You start to learn the presence. Like when you're learning the presence of God and you're like, oh, that's glory, you know, and you're bringing symbols to things. Oh, that's what it feels like to feel the presence of God. So for me, I've been doing a lot of those breaths where I'm just like, I'll just be here and I'll just be still. And like this morning I did this and I can't help but smile because it's just, I could like barely create sentences. It feels drunk. Like I'm like, they are here right now. And like just acknowledging the presence of them feels like there are beings that are bigger than me, that have gone before me, and that have known Jesus longer than this 27-year-old body has known. And I can rest in the fact that there are beings around me that know his presence deeper than I do, and I can rest in their knowledge of him. Oh, it just, it feels so royal. It feels so queenly. It feels so confident to actually rest in the, almost the trust that angels have created with God, you know, like they're up there and they're coming down here with us. And so I would say, even as a practical tool for whoever's listening, if you were to take literally even just 5 minutes in the morning and night and set your awareness attuned to what's around you, the angels around you, and that can look different for everyone. For me, and this is the childlike part I was saying, it feels really silly, but I'll just be like this morning, I said, I was outside and I said, angels, like, angels, okay, I know you're here. And whatever you want to say today, like, what do you want to say? And then I just started writing down. And the child thing was really big because I think, you know, growing up, it's like, grow up and get this thing and do this and rah, rah. And are you going to say, it's like all this. But then I think in a couple of years, it's going to start to be this like, kids play together. They don't care who you are. We're all playing together. And I think we're really coming back to that. Like, my wrists are like, so I can feel my wrists. Ooh. Sorry, sometimes I feel this little on my body. There's like a, almost like the chains thing. Like I can like, I just want to play, you know, and like I think the angels, I want to bawl my eyes out. Like, hmm. I feel like we're going to start seeing more of what we would call the glory. I think when we start to just gently adhere to the presence of angels, which is what I'm saying in like positioning our hearts as a child. That's obviously my whole message. It just keeps coming out. Like that feels so potent right now, especially in this day and age. Like, could you imagine if everyone who's speaking on a platform, everyone who has a voice, like it's the heart posture, and I can see it. Like I think we're getting there. I don't know how to explain it, but I can feel it. Like there's this like, it has to come out. There's this but it's like child softening. There's something there. I can't pinpoint it, but yeah, I just want to play with you. That's what I just keep hearing. And so anyway, yeah, so I just really enjoy anyway, so just moving on. Oh, yeah. The angels make me remember, I can't remember if one of you guys said I'm not alone. I think don't want to say your name wrong, but the beautiful woman that spoke right before me, you're beautiful. I love you. And your fire, I was just like, oh, we balance each other so well, because I felt you were like fire and I was like water. And it's just like, this is so good. I just like felt it. Yes. And you said something like, you are not alone or something. And I was like, ooh, yeah, I've just had moments when I've felt really alone. And even when you reach out to humans sometimes, like it just, the angels created this, I cultivated this space. That's what I want to try to explain and like give that invitation, like in pleading for whoever's watching, like cultivate that relationship with these literal beings that are in the presence of God. And what Leo was saying, it's here now. Like it's here and now. If heaven is on earth, then we've got to start believing like little children in our imaginary friends. You have no idea what our kids are seeing whenever they're like, I'm gonna go play with my imaginary friends. I'm like, yeah, me too. Like, I got my angels in my room, you go to your playhouse and we're gonna be with our angels. Oh, that was so funny. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so have fun with your angels. That's that one part. How much time do I got, girl? I went on a rant. Okay, 10 minutes. Oh, beautiful. Okay, cool. All right, where are we going? Oh man. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna I don't remember. I keep that feeling the drunk again. Okay, so this morning I was singing something that came out of me because I like to sing and play piano, and I don't remember the melody, but I just feel like I need to share the words with you, if that's cool. Okay, so I was sitting outside and I was like getting the message and stuff like that. And just the presence of angels kept being around me. And I felt like I'm just going to read them. Okay, here we go. All right. So it says, even if I say that I'm going to escape tonight, you just stay there with a smile, knowing I'll be back before the dawn, like the rising of the sun. I just needed to run away. And I felt like there was this, like, there's no escaping the presence of God type of feeling. I feel like we have these moments, like I've listened to preachers, I'm going to go a little bit different. So that was angels, and now a little bit more onto like the glory of the Lord, and how I've been realizing in my life that I cannot get away from it. Like this is difficult because there can be separation and sin, but I'm actually deconstructing what that even means. Because if he died for sin, then what does that mean? Do I believe that that's true? Oh, there's conflicting messages out there right now. And I think in history, as Christians, we are moving into a new space, but we're starting to articulate it. Like, I can't get away from God, no matter what I freaking do, even if I run away. Even if I say that I'm going to run away and escape you tonight, I know that you're going to be there waiting for me with a smile, knowing that I'm going to be back before the dawn, before the rising of the sun, and you're still going to be there with me. So I'm not afraid to just go and adventure and do this and be this, you know, because he's just like, Did you have fun? I'm like, oh, shoot. To all those rebellious ones, to all the ones like, I'm just gonna go. I'm like, okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's another message for another day. But yeah, so all this to say, the glory feels like, and I wrote this down, it feels like the mundane days, the ones that I roll my eyes at, the ones that I huff my breath at in the morning, those days where I barely feel like, I don't want to do anything, or trying to muster up the confidence. It's like the glory is changing the baby's diaper. The glory is writing out the blueprint of my new business. The glory is sitting down at dinner with my family. The glory is getting angry and letting it out. The glory is expressing my emotion because I'm a human and it's okay. The glory is remembering that I'm a human on purpose and that Jesus actually decided to be a human and show me God. Like, we got to get back. This is not tainted. I am not evil to be human. Like Jesus was human on purpose. This is glorious. This is glorious. And I am learning that right now, like to not hate myself. Even I'm going to be really real quick, about to come out of my mouth. And I say, okay, I don't know. But what just came through is like, last thing I'll say is just me being me and my history. So talking about lineage and remembering the glory of our lineage. Like you, like all of us have different families, you know, who have come from different places. And I'm thinking of the glory in lineages of like, so I'm thinking glory as self-love, if that makes sense. So in 5 minutes, I'll wrap it up. The glory to me is self-love. And if there's any part that I hate, if there's any part that I'm despising, I feel like I'd be resisting the glory. So practical tools to invite the glory in would just be literal, tangible breaths, taking 30 seconds in your day and receiving where you are and what's going on and inviting the glory in that moment. And so for me, my lineage of, I don't know where my lineage is, but I have to own what my ancestors came from, and I'm having to stand up and I'm having to learn to speak, and that's glorious, but it is messy, and I'm owning that, and it's terrifying for me to speak and be like, this is messy, I'm sorry, like, oh, the daughter of like, I can't, I'll bawl my eyes out. But I'm finally at that point where I can do that, and it's glorious. I'm upset, angry. So emotions are good, guys. Self-love is glorious. Your human body, everything about this process, like Jesus came and he is here in the midst of it. This is the glory. Period. Say hi to your angels. Talk to them. They're there for you. And thanks for listening to me talk.